Well, there you are. You're up. So happy you are. Monday, November the 20th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Some of you might be a little sleepy because the 110th Grey Cup went down last night at Tim Hortons Field. It's going to go down as one of the greatest games ever. What a doozy.
A century-old bridge in St. Catharines is closing to vehicle traffic today.
And there will be no strike at No Frills as a tentative deal has been reached. Look who's back!
Yeah!
Hey, morning.
Brian.
Morning. It's so nice to, actually, it's nice to be back. It really is.
That means you had a refreshing time off.
I did. It was a nice time off. Got the farm ready for the winter and doing all kinds of things. But it's nice to be back, and it's a chilly start to our morning here. Yeah, -5 right now. Wind chill -9. Let me see if I remember how to do all of this. Okay, I think I've got my cup of tea, which is the most important thing. Most important thing here.
Hopefully those traffic cameras cooperate today.
Yes, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Yeah, we're looking at sunshine for the day today, a temperature of only 1. That's all we're going to hit for the day today. Yeah, so as I said, -5, wind chill -9 at the moment. So yeah, it's a chilly start, but we will see that sunshine. Rain for the day tomorrow, and it could be heavy at times, and we'll talk about that coming up. Traffic this morning. Yeah, here's the camera that we always know is there. That is our camera. We put that up so we could monitor the 403 around Waterdown Road, looking good. Here's some MTO traffic cameras, Centennial Parkway, nothing to talk about there coming out of Stony Creek toward the Skyway. Here's the top of the Skyway, no problems through there. We'll flip way ahead to Appleby Line. Doing okay. I mean, it's getting a little bit busier now than it was when I started checking the cameras a while ago, but it's still moving nicely. So nothing going on there. We'll look at weather and traffic, of course, coming up. Right now, the news.
All right, up first is news/sports, because what a finish to the Grey Cup festivities that took place in Hamilton for the past week. It culminated in one of the best Grey Cup games you will ever see as Montreal shocked the heavily favored Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
The Montreal Alouettes had to beat the best regular season team in the East. They did. They had to beat the best of the West. They did. And now they are flying above the league for the first time in 13 years.
Now, Winnipeg, in their 4th straight Grey Cup game, were unable to hold off an upstart Alouettes team who won their 8th straight game, coming back late in the game to beat the Bombers 28-24 to win their first Grey Cup since 2010. It was a rockin' night down at Tim Hortons Field. Green Day having a wonderful halftime performance. We'll have lots more on that in the game coming up.
And now the thousands of CFL fans are getting set to go home, and things in the city are going back to normal after a fantastic Grey Cup festival. Simone Gavros joins us from nearby Tim Hortons Field the morning after. A little quieter today.
Hi, Annette. Yes, it's a little quieter for sure out here. Those festivities were happening all week long. And right now in front of the field here, there are still some cups that are around on the floor here. I mean, there was that tailgate party that was taking place out front yesterday leading up to the big game. But fans were truly celebrating all week, especially on James Street for Fan Central and then out here for the tailgate. People came from all over the country to watch the game, and Hamilton threw one action-packed party. Fan Central was in full swing over the weekend with interactive games, music, and that pancake breakfast. And the whole street festival was cleaned up by Sunday. Now, the football-themed Santa Claus Parade was also a hit on Saturday with people lining the streets to see marching bands and floats. And then those tailgate parties were held right up to when the game started last night, right here in front of the stadium. And it was all capped off with Green Day performing at their halftime show at that sold-out event. So the cleanup is going to be happening here out front of the stadium as the Grey Cup says goodbye to Hamilton for now. Tim, I'll send things back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Simone. Well, a century-old bridge in St. Catharines is closed to vehicle traffic today. The St. Paul Street West CN Bridge can no longer safely handle the weights of snow and traffic, so Niagara Region is shutting it down before the start of winter. Pedestrians and cyclists will still be able to use it, but in the spring, removal of the bridge, that's going to begin. Replacing the CNR Bridge is a part of a larger project involving the St. Catharines GO Station.
The candidates running to become the next Ontario Liberal Party leader have held their final debate.
We need all of you to come back, and when you do, we will beat Doug Ford. There is a place for everyone, no matter what your spectrum. We need everyone's ideas.
All four candidates for this debate focused on health care. Perceived frontrunner Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie says as Premier she would focus on fixing staffing shortages and would also turn back time on privatized health care clinics. Federal Liberal legislator Yasser Naqvi says he would focus on increasing the number of doctors and nurses, while Nate Erskine-Smith says his first budget as Premier would focus on health care and housing. Ted Hsu says he'd put his early energy, if he were elected Premier, into housing with financial incentives to build affordable homes. Well, a Burlington junior hockey team has organized their own Christmas toy drive. The Burlington Cougars Junior A Club are collecting unwrapped toys at their home games and also collecting them at the Toys R Us on Appleby Line in Burlington. The drive is supported as well by the local Firefighters Association. The donations will be given to the Salvation Army Burlington Family and Community Services. And Santa joined forces with the Grey Cup, as Simone was mentioning, for a huge parade in Hamilton on Saturday. Turnout was awesome, with CFL fans from across the country and families with little ones waiting to see Santa. Thousands of people lined the parade route, which was a little bit different this year with Fan Central set up on James Street North. The weather was perfect, with the sun shining and clear blue skies. Yeah, hi to everybody. People were asking where you were.
Stuffed in the trunk.
I said you were working. I might have told some people you were also sleeping.
Yeah, perhaps. It was actually great. I was at the game last night, and it was great to see so many fans of the show. So good morning to everybody. If you're up, you might not be up because people were having a pretty good time all week long. So good stuff there. And that's the only place to start. Sports is what happened down at the Donut Box last night. Nobody gave Montreal a chance in the 110th Grey Cup against Winnipeg, who were 8.5-point favorites and were up by 3 points with 15 seconds left.
Inside the Winnipeg 20, down by 3, time running out, end zone, touchdown, Tyson Philpott.
The Alouettes, Cody Fajardo finds Canadian receiver Tyson Philpott in the end zone to propel Montreal to the unlikely Grey Cup title and crushing the Bombers' hopes for a third title in 4 years for the Owls. It was their first title in 13 years and followed an offseason that saw the league take over the team, only to be sold to Quebec businessman Pierre-Carl Pelado soon after. But this is all about the players on the field as Fajardo picked up MVP honors, tossing 3 touchdown passes. And here is BC native Tyson Philpott with our Brianne Foley to talk about the game-winning score.
Couldn't have dreamed about it any better, you know. Thank you. I knew once the safety rolled over, I was going to have to win on my route. And, you know, the rest is history. Seven trusted in me, and look what we did. Being Canadian, I dreamed about this as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. Me and my brother, you know, watching the videos of my dad winning a Grey Cup, and it's just so surreal to get my own.
Yeah, Tyson's dad, Corey Philpott, won a Grey Cup with the BC Lions back in 1994, and his twin brother also plays in the league, plays for Calgary. But what a finish to one of the best Grey Cup weeks ever. Shout out to the Grey Cup Festival team because they put on a show and it finished with that fantastic game. Lots more in the game. And Green Day coming up in Sportsline next hour.
You could do that here if you wanted to, and then defenses will have to change because of it.
2nd and 5, and it's caught by Shakir. Shakir with Whitehead trying to cut off the angle. Shakir still going. Touchdown, Buffalo!
Yeah, we stayed with the pigskin, but across the border, where the Bills' offense finally came alive against the Jets in Buffalo, needing a win after dropping a couple in a row. Josh Allen threw 3 touchdown passes. They dominated, scoring points on 6 of their 8 possessions to start the game in the 32-6 rout of their rivals. Bills moved to 6-5, while Miami sits atop the East, 7-3, as they beat the Raiders yesterday. Bills in Philly on Sunday, while those Eagles are in Kansas City for the Monday Nighter tonight.
Now it's Nylander the other way. He's got Tavares with him. Nylander cutting into the net. Nylander the goal. Scores!
What a homecoming in Sweden for the Maple Leafs' William Nylander. He scored the OT winner yesterday morning in Stockholm against Minnesota as the Leafs won both their games in the Global Series after picking up first star on Friday and then win over Detroit. Willie Stiles added to the franchise record with points in 17 straight games to start the season. Leafs have won 4 straight. They come on home now, but their next game not until Friday in Chicago.
It's been 8 straight, 25 or better. Assist. Pardo plus the foul.
Yeah, we finished with the quarters. The Raptors absolutely demolished the Pistons yesterday at Scotiabank. They set a franchise record with 44 assists. They scored 142 points, handing the Pistons an 11th straight loss. Pascal Siakam, he had 23. 7 other Raps in double digits. They snap a 2-game slide. They are off to Orlando tomorrow night.
All right, 10 minutes after 6 o'clock on this 20th morning of November, Monday again. Yep. We'll check traffic first of all, then get to the forecast. Now, traffic this morning, nothing to see. So everything's moving nicely. Still a bit of construction, but no collisions. 403 Waterdown Road doing fine so far this morning. So nothing to see right there. To our MTO traffic cameras. St. Catharines first of all, and then around the rest of the Horseshoe. Garden City Skyway East camera looks good. So nothing to see there. If we flip ahead, for some reason my cameras have frozen here. Oh, all right. Yep, no, my things off to a good start here this morning. My laptop is frozen that controls the cameras, so I can tell you there's nothing going on. So let's get to our temperature at the moment. Our temperature has fallen. We're sitting at -6 at the moment. You factor in the winds. Thankfully, they're fairly light, north-northeast at 14, and that makes it feel like -11. But the skies are clear. Lovely stars this morning. Air quality for the day today, no problems, low risk category, both morning and afternoon. And for school today, we're going to struggle today. Only +1 will be the high today, but at least it'll be a nice, bright, sunny day. Enjoy the sunshine today because we won't see it. For tomorrow, it's going to be a wet day tomorrow. Let me show you what we're expecting. There's the clear skies this morning. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover pushing in later on. And then tomorrow, here comes the rain. And it could be heavy at times. We could get 10 to 15 millimeters of precipitation during the day tomorrow. So what we have at the moment is a low pressure system approaching, but that ridge of high is going to give us the sun for today, and then that low pushes its way up across us, and that's what brings us the precipitation for tomorrow. But today, lovely sunshine, but we have to put up with the cool temperatures, anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 degrees for the day today. Fairly light winds, so no problems really there. Tonight, just dipping into the minus column, so not quite as chilly. 0 to -1 tonight, not much of a wind chill. Wind should be fairly light. A little bit chillier for Peel. And then tomorrow, it'll be milder, but yeah, it's going to be wet. 10 to 15 millimeters. Temperatures anywhere from 4 to 6 degrees for the Horseshoe. A little bit chillier for Kitchener and Guelph, where they could get some mixing. So out the door this morning, yep, it is cool. -6. -11 when you factor in the winds, but clear. Yeah, it's a chilly start. We'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Tim.
What sunny destination are you off to this week, Emily?
Right? I walked outside this morning and I was like, oh.
Take me back to the Keys.
It's here.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah,
You
very
survived
good,
the Grey Cup evening last night. You are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Tim. Good for you. You must be injecting yourself with pure caffeine because I know you don't drink coffee.
I snuck out at halftime. And I had a good
smart.
people there was other people leaving with me. I'm like, I have a good excuse. I have to get up in a few hours. So, yeah, but it was
when
fun.
you're out like that, do people go, shouldn't you be in bed?
Yeah,
Yes.
you do get that a bit. But
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I was able to go there because it was a lot of fun.
Well, that's
Green Day put
awesome.
on the
Because
Green
I
Day put
could
on the
hear
show.
Green Day from my house.
Awesome.
Oh, it was loud.
paid
The
for a
Jets
ticket.
and Green Day. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's cool,
Yeah.
man. All right, awesome.
Well, coming up, we are going to be talking a little bit about football, but not our football. It's a game that's actually happening tonight involving Taylor Swift, and she had a really big weekend. We'll discuss further on the couch.
Okay.
We'll see you in a bit. After the break, massive shakeup in the world of AI over the weekend. Sam Altman is gone from OpenAI. That and other business news after this. $6.16 is the time. Here's the numbers for you. Canadian dollar up 5 basis points this morning, sitting at 72.95 cents US. Gold down $7, 1977.70 an ounce. Crude oil down up 71 cents, getting closer to that $77 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe, happy Monday. Markets are down in London and Frankfurt, but up in Paris.
In Asia, markets were down today in Tokyo, but up in Shanghai and Hong Kong. Checking North American markets from Friday, the TSX gained 123 points. The Dow was up a couple, and the Nasdaq was up by 12.
I'll tell you, Glad you're with us on this Monday morning, November check the date, the 20th. Here's some business news. This is big. Huge shakeup in the world of artificial intelligence last week with ChatGPT pioneers OpenAI firing their CEO, Sam Altman. So the company apparently tried to make an about-face over the weekend, but it looks like it didn't pan out. Altman's firing unfolded back on Friday. Reports say that he was at odds with the board about AI's development and that he wanted to move more aggressively while the board wanted more caution. Microsoft, which has invested billions into OpenAI, was not told of Altman's firing until just before it became public. Several other key players, including company president Greg Blockman, resigned shortly after. Altman posted a picture of himself with an OpenAI guest badge yesterday afternoon, saying it's the first and last time he'll ever wear one. The news broke that he turned down the offer. OpenAI has since brought in Twitch co-founder Emmett Shear to take over as chief executive. In a tweet early this morning, Microsoft CEO said his company is committed to the OpenAI partnership and they have confidence in the product roadmap. He also said that Altman and several OpenAI colleagues will be joining a new advanced AI team at Microsoft.
And the CEO of General Motors' self-driving car program has stepped down. Kyle Vogt's announcement follows a recall of all 950 Cruise vehicles earlier this month. That recall was launched after one of the Cruise vehicles dragged a pedestrian to the side of a road in San Francisco in early October. GM is working to update the software in those vehicles. Cruise won approval to take fare-paying passengers last year in San Francisco, but it's dealt with several issues, all centered around the vehicles stopping when they're not supposed to. Cruise has paused operations for a review by independent experts.
And CEO, or I should say Microsoft, is planning to roll out a new tool in the Microsoft Teams that uses AI to clean up your messy background during online meetings. So the company announced a new Decorate Your Room feature for Teams this week and will launch it next year. The new feature will use artificial intelligence to create the, quote, latest generative background effects. Microsoft says it will enable users to decorate and enhance their real-world rooms, including cleaning up clutter or adding plants to a wall. In a promo video, the company suggested the tool can even make a room more festive, superimposing fairy lights or maybe adding a Christmas tree or maybe pretending that you're actually at work when you're definitely not. And somewhere hot, perhaps, and you're not telling the truth about that.
Well, there is no frills strike this morning. The discount Loblaw chain has reached a deal with hundreds of members of one Unifor local to avert a strike at 17 of its Ontario stores. That includes one of them in Niagara Falls. The union was calling for higher wages and better working conditions for its nearly 1,300 employees. Unifor had cited growing profits at Loblaw companies amid the rising cost of living. Workers will start voting on this tentative deal today, and they'll vote until Saturday.
Another labor story for you, because a spokesman for Rogers Communications says the company has reached a tentative deal with the union representing nearly 300 striking workers in Metro Vancouver. Cam Gordon says the goal has always been to achieve negotiated settlement that meets the needs of their employees and customers. The announcement comes after contract talks broke down and the company issued a lockout notice earlier this month. Union members who are former Shaw technicians in the Lower Mainland are expected to vote on the agreement tonight.
Okay, taking a break right now. Brian is back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
And yelling at traffic cameras. It's very entertaining. Stick around for that.
We're watching.
6:23 time check on this Monday morning. Looking at our MTO traffic cameras, Garden City Skyway, East Camera, that's doing fine so far today. Centennial Parkway, that looks good as you head toward the Skyway Bridge once again. No problems west of Brant, so you've come around from the Fairview area through here west of Brant Street. That's a little bit busy, but it's moving okay. No problems at the Ford plant. All the way through Cawthra into Mississauga. Nothing to look at on the roads this morning, which is good. Temperature this morning, it's fluctuating a little bit, -5, -6, but then you factor in that wind, makes it feel even chillier. Thankfully, the wind's fairly light, but we have a wind chill right now, -11, -4 Mississauga, -2 Toronto, -1 into Grimsby. We're talking about seasonals this time of year. 6 degrees for the daytime high. We were above that yesterday, and -2 for the overnight low. So we're going to be on the chilly side, not only to start the day, but for later on today. Those are our sun times and our records for today. And for school, it's going to sit around -3 to head in this morning for the first bell, but lots of sunshine and only +1 for later on today. So that's the high, +1 with the sunshine, -1 overnight. The clouds will start to roll in, and then during the day tomorrow, we're going to see that temperature climb to 4, but the rain settles in. Tomorrow, 15 to 20 millimeters possible during the day in some areas, and then we still have some showers possible for Wednesday with some sunshine, and then sunshine. 5 on Thursday, 2 for Friday and Saturday, 2 again for Sunday as we get more sunshine for the weekend. That's your forecast. Annette, Jen.
Okay, Cirque du Soleil coming to Hamilton's First Ontario Centre December 13th to the 17th, and we got tickets to give away.
Crystal is a Cirque on Ice as world-class skaters and acrobats claim their frozen playground. So we have 5 packs of tickets to give away. To enter, head to our contest page, chch.com/morninglive. Giveaways you have until December 3rd to enter this one.
I've seen that show. It is amazing.
What they can do on skates.
Oh, it's like, and breathe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, take a guess at how much the world's most expensive whiskey goes for. What do you think a bottle?
Oh, well, when you say that, I'm going to say in the millions, but how is that possible? Well, a bottle of the most sought-after scotch in the world was picked up for $2.7 million US at Sotheby's in London. So this is a bottle of Macallan 1926. It's one of 40 that are aged in sherry casks for 6 decades. Sotheby's says this is the oldest vintage Macallan ever produced. So this sale breaks the previous record set back in 2019 when Sotheby's sold a bottle of the Macallan for $1.9 million. And I learned my lesson, not that we have this expensive wine in our house, but having a sommelier as a wife, one time I did drink a bottle and they're just like, I'll just replace it. And
then you can't.
You can't. So learned my lesson there. What's a shot worth if it's 1 point or 2 point something? Goodness.
I don't know.
Or you just display it.
In a glass case.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay with us. We got lots more to come right after the break.
Yeah, I got in trouble with that one.